if there's one thing that separates this draft from a lot of past ones, there's only one defenseman I'd say that's really capable of being in the top 10 as of far, and that has been Bowen Byram. Other than that, 9 forwards, all of them spectacular, and they're going to be incredible. But where are all the defensemen? I honestly cannot tell you. I don't know. Must have just been a bad year for defensemen. But there is one defenseman who is hiding all the way in the DEL, and that man is Moritz Seider. I've always had an eye on Moritz Seider, but because he played in such an, I shouldn't want to say an obscure league, but you know, I haven't been keeping an eye on him as much as I should have been. Although the youngster was plagued this year by injury a little bit, I think he had a shoulder problem and he got it injured twice or something like that. But in the 29 games he played, he ended up notching 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points at a +2. Not too bad for, you know, matter of the fact he did play on their top 6 most of the time. I think by the end of the year he got to play a bit more top 4, including the playoffs. In the playoffs he also got 14 games he got 0 goals. No biggie there. 5 assists though, and a +6. And during this playoff run for Moritz Seider for the Adler Mannheim, they actually ended up winning the playoffs this year and taking home the championship. And since then, he's actually on the German national team, playing in the World Championships right now. And in the 4 games he's played, he's got 2 goals, no assists, and he is a +2. But it was unfortunate to see the other day he did get boarded by the Slovakian player. I forget I just know Nagy or something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing that horribly. But he did get boarded face first into the boards, and he did look kind of concussed. He said he felt okay post the game and everything like that, and after a couple days. I don't know how much longer he'll be out. I cannot really assure that. Besides the fact of that, though, Moritz Seider has had a pretty good tournament. He's looked really calm with the puck, and he's actually looks really confident and really ready. It just goes to show that, you know, I know the junior leagues are a really good way to actually develop and stuff, and I think he's with Owen Sound. That's where his rights are in the OHL, and he could play there if he wants. But, you know, you might be getting less ice time over in one of these men's leagues, especially like the one in Germany or the SHL or the Liga. But you are playing with a lot more experienced people, and it's actually not a bad decision. Even if you are getting less ice time, like, you are gaining more valuable experience. I think that'll serve you better in the short-term run than the long-term run, if you know what I mean. Like, I can see Moritz Seider, because I'm pretty sure he'll be drafted in the top 15 for sure. Maybe even can go high as 10. I think that's as high as he'll go. The Canucks, maybe. That wouldn't be a bad pickup. Like, there's not much to take away from this guy's game, though, that's not really, like, horrible. I've seen him enter the rush, especially in the World Championships. He had a nice goal off a little breakaway there. He has another goal over in the DEL where he's got a nice 2-on-1. He has a nice shot off of that. I'm not going to judge too much of his offensive aspect from what I've seen from clips of him in the DEL or everything, because of the amount of ice time he has too. He's not being put out there when they are on offensive zone faceoffs or anything like that. But from what I've heard, he actually is kind of offensively talented. Not to the likes of someone like Erik Karlsson or Brent Burns or something like that, but, you know, a guy who could maybe put, you know, 30 to 40 points up in a season. Because apparently he does have a really powerful shot, and I've seen it looks pretty good from what I've seen from the couple of goals he has, but apparently that's way better than we think it is. And his playmaking abilities aren't too shabby either, apparently. What I believe to be Moritz's big selling point, though, is just his maturity of the game. His teammate on the national team, Corbinian Holzer, who plays for the Anaheim Ducks right now, he says he plays way older than 18. He's a really good player, very smart, very humble. He isn't afraid to join the offensive rush, plays a solid game, and looks very comfortable out there. Their head coach, Tony Soderholm, also then expands on this idea, saying that Seider has more potential than most players his age, and credits his ability to rise to a challenge and adapt quickly. And honestly, from what is being said from the coach here, this ability to adapt like extremely quickly is why would you not want this? You can have a guy who could probably jump into the roster here when he's probably 20, because I see him doing at least one more year in Germany, and he'd most likely be getting top 2 minutes over there, at most top 4. Or at least top 4. And you know, it won't take long for him to find his footing into the NHL once he does make it there. I honestly think after the World Championship and the second half of his season in the DEL, Moritz could really find himself up high. I mean, he really, in my opinion, is the second best defender in the draft. Obviously above other guys like Philip Broberg and Victor Soderstrom. I don't see too much in those guys as much as I see in Seider. Also being 6'4", 200 pounds too, at only 18. You could still grow even a little bit too. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on Moritz Seider. Leave your opinions down below what you think about him. I really think he could be someone we see in the NHL for the next 15, 16 years, depending on how well he pans out. But anyways, leave your opinions down below. Hope to see you guys in the next video, and hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.